Thank you so much. Anthony Yellow, Deputy Head of Media Relations of the Liberia National Police. And to you members of the press, I appreciate the turnout. It is very interesting. I want to take this time on behalf of the leadership of the Liberia National Police, headed by the Inspector General, Honorable Patrick Sulu, to welcome all of you to the headquarters of the Liberia National Police. Before I begin, and I'm sure some of you who are online, you're going to have your people join you. So let me just take some time to do some side recognitions. I want to take this time to appreciate the management of Spoon TV. Spoon TV has been very aggressive, very responsive in covering developments from the Liberia National Police. We are very appreciative of their efforts. I want to take this time to also appreciate Sky TV. Sky TV is a local television that is usually at the headquarters and making sure that information relative to the Liberia National Police is, passed on to our citizenry and residents. Thank you so much, Sky TV. And of course, I also want to recognize KMTV. KMTV is one of Liberia's premier online television stations, and they've done a pretty good job in making sure that police updates are communicated all over the world. I want to recognize Fabric FM and TV. As I understand, Fabric has a TV station right now, an online platform, and they're doing pretty well with that platform. Thank you so much, Fabric FM and TV, for always prioritizing our work at the level of the Liberia National Police and asking us all of the hardest questions and wanting to make sure that the public is duly informed. I want to take this time to welcome Prime FM. My guy Nawe Goman is here. I want to say thank you so much, Prime FM, and I really appreciate the support given us. And I should say one of the most recognized persons here that I really appreciate is James Goody. Goody from. He's all over the place making sure that the Liberian people can be duly informed. I want to recognize, of course, 91.9. What is that station called?
It's Cool FM.
Cool FM. Yes, Cool FM is one of those stations that's all over the place making sure that, they can get the raw news. And I mean the raw news, and I'm talking about news that the Liberian people need. Thank you to all of you. If I didn't just call your name, just forgive me, from the print and electronic media, as well as those of you on social media. I just want to appreciate you. We are very appreciative at the level of the Liberia National Police. The Inspector General appreciates the level of support we give to our administration in proactively informing the public. And one of the things we'd like to say to all of you, we are interested in you carrying the raw news. If we are wrong, report it. If we are right, report it. We are not here to make sure that we cover up anything. Public information is a right and not a privilege. That's why we have the Freedom of Information Law. So these regular press briefings that we have on Fridays are meant to ensure that you, members of the public, will keep duly informed of what's happening at the level of the Liberia National Police. And of course, Front Page Africa just joined us. I want to say welcome to Front Page Africa. And all of you from Ghana FM and TV, thank you so much. OK FM is also here. Joy FM. Oh my God, Joy FM. Newspaper. Wow. So I'm taking some time to recognize all of you. And I thought that I would do this because of all my press conferences, I've not done this. But I thought that, recognition is very important. Because that's when you know whether people are appreciating what you're doing or not. And so I just thought that, on behalf of the leadership of the police, I would take this time to recognize the efforts of all of you, media institutions. Let's continue to work together. We are working in the interest of the Liberian people. If you need to be checkmated, checkmate us, and don't hesitate to do that. Thank you so much. So having said that, we'll go straight into why you are invited here today. Every Friday, it is a usual, event where we take time to inform the public. Every Friday, some of you are getting used to Fridays now, and you're coming to the police, getting to know what's happening, what are the issues in the police. We will not stop. The joint security, my colleagues are not here today, but next Friday we will have my colleagues here from the LIS, the LDA, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, the Liberia Finance Service. All of us are going to be here next week Friday to give you more updates. I'm sorry that they are not here today because of some other engagements, but I'm here to make sure that from the police, the Liberia National Police angle, you are updated. So having said that, I'd like to go straight into why you are invited here today. Let's begin with Nimba County. Police in Sakliapi, Nimba County, has arrested, investigated, charged, and forwarded to court a 64-year-old man for alleged statutory rape. Suspect Peter Yeager, a resident of Yigapa community in Sakliapi and Nimba County, that's in Nimba County, was arrested after he allegedly raped a 5-year-old minor. Police preliminary investigation revealed that suspect Yeager secretly entered the victim's grandmother's room during the night hour and sexually abused 5-year-old minor. He's currently being investigated. He will be duly charged and forwarded to court to face prosecution. Moving on to River G County. The River G County Police Detachment has launched a full-scale investigation into the alleged aggravated assault incident that occurred in Tatuken Village, River G County. It was alleged that a man identified as PCK stabbed 26-year-old Habaku David several times on his body and escaped to an unknown destination. The victim is presently admitted at the Fishtown Medical Center and is undergoing treatment. Police has launched a manhunt to ensure that this victim faces the full weight of the law. The Liberia National Police has arrested, investigated, charged, and forwarded to court a 38-year-old man identified as Jerry Gibson for alleged aggravated assault and criminal attempt to commit murder. Suspect Gibson was arrested on the 20th of October 2020, predicated upon the complaint filed in by victim Rebecca Manjo, a resident of Old Matadi, Sinker, Monrovia. She alleged that suspect Gibson accused her of taking his money, which prompted a heated argument between them. She further alleged that during the argument, suspect Gibson wasted hot rice water on her body, which resulted to her sustaining multiple wounds on her body. During police preliminary investigation, suspect Gibson admitted to the allegation levied against him based on the facts adduced from the investigation, coupled with the voluntary admission of suspect Gibson to the commission of the crime aggravated assault and criminal attempt to commit murder, which is in violation of section 14.20 and 110.1 of the revised Penal Code of the Republic of Liberia. Suspect Gibson has been charged and forwarded to court for prosecution. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, and all of you following us on social media, the Liberia National Police, following rigorous police raid of criminal hideouts in the Gardnersville community on Saturday, October 24, 2020, 22 suspects that suspected criminals were arrested and taken to the Zone 4 base for screening and subsequent investigation. The raid was as a result of a tip-off received from community residents. While the screening was in process, 8 of the alleged criminals in the police reported cell beat on one of their colleagues, identified as Abraham Dole, on grounds that he is the one that gave information to the police about their criminal hideout. As a result of the beating, suspect Dole felt unconscious. He was immediately rushed to the Redemption Hospital, where he was pronounced dead by doctors on duty. Those in police custody undergoing investigation for alleged homicide include Emmanuel Moba, 22 years old, Robert Wade, Lawrence Young, 22, Loreen Cannon, 28, William Simbiana, 23. Others are Benjamin Williams, 24, and Victor Manning, 21, as well as Henry James, 24. These individuals will be duly investigated, charged, and forwarded to court. The National Commission on Small Arms has donated several pieces of technical equipment, which include 2 pieces of desktops, computers, 2 pieces of electronic boxes, and many others to the Liberia National Police. Speaking at the ceremony on Thursday, October 29, 2020, at the headquarters of the Liberia National Police, Mr. Maxwell Grisby, chairperson of the Small Arms Commission, lauded the Liberia National Police for the level of dedication and hard work during these critical times of our country. Mr. Grisby said in March of 2021, there will be a weapon of destroyer machine to be used for destroying arms in Liberia. For his part, the Deputy Chief Advisor on Security, Attorney Samuel Dakina, lauded their international partners, including ECOWAS, for the endless support to the security sector of Liberia. He further said there will be training for some police officers in Ghana and Ivory Coast in order to operate the armed destroyer machine. Receiving the items on behalf of the Liberia National Police, Inspector General Andrew Patrick Tosudu expressed heartfelt thanks and gratitude to the Commission of Small Arms for the equipment and termed the donation as timely and rewarding. The police chief promised that the items will be used for its intended purpose and further expressed the LNP's commitment to work in partnership with the small arms for the common good of the country's security sector. And I'd like to recognize all of you journalists that just arrived in the hall, because of course I took time to recognize some of your police prior to arrival. I want to say welcome. Though I will not name your institution, but I want to say welcome to this press briefing. Let's continue, ladies and gentlemen of the press. The Liberia National Police, in collaboration with the Joint Security Task Force on Election, ended a 2-week election security training course at the National Police Training Academy in Kingsville ahead of the midterm senatorial election on December 8, 2020. The training brought together members of the Joint Security Task Force, which include the Liberia National Police, the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, the Liberia National Fire Service, and the Liberia Immigration Service. Topics covered during the training section include police ethics, conflict resolution, crowd control management, first aid, use of force, and human rights perspective. The training also aimed at enhancing cordial relations amongst joint security institutions across the country. Speaking at the close of the 2-week training program on October 25, Police Inspector General Onupake Sulu expressed heartfelt thanks and appreciation to the Deputy Inspector General of Police for training and manpower development, Honorable Sebastian Farr, and the technical staff of the Liberia National Police Training Academy for a brilliant training in enhancing the capacity of officers of the joint security. He further encouraged the graduates to exercise high level of professionalism in carrying out their duties without fear or favor and the respect of human dignity in the discharge of their duties. In remarks on behalf of the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Republic of Liberia, Honorable Robert Booty, Commissioner General of the Liberian Immigration Service, correctional officers to respect the rule of law and human rights. He called on all national government, for more budgetary support toward the security sector of our country. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, those of you following us on social media, at this juncture I want to provide you some accident statistics for the month of July 2020 to September 2020. During the period under review, July 2020 to September 2020, the total number of 433 accident cases were reported to the police. Total number of deaths, 111 deaths under the period under review. Total number of injured, 373 injuries. Total number of vehicles damaged, 430 vehicles damaged. Disposition of cases. A total number of cases sent to court, 16. Total number of cases resolved, 294. Total number of cases pending, 128 cases. Let's also provide you some ticketing statistics for the month of October 2020. For the period under review, the Traffic Division of the Liberia National Police has issued the total number of 595 tickets to traffic violators. Total number of tickets paid for, 522. Total number of tickets challenged, none. Total number of tickets won, 2. Total number of tickets outstanding, 71. Out of the total number of tickets issued, the LNP has collected the amount of 1,149,321 Liberian dollars and 3,378 United States dollars, and placed in government's revenue. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the press, I am also pleased to inform you of developments or updates on the drowning of 3 of our citizens who drowned, who allegedly drowned in the St. Paul River. Police investigation of such is continuing. As a matter of fact, we have dispatched a 25-man team of officers, investigative officers, to Bond County. Yesterday, that team was dispatched to ensure that a rigorous search is conducted in identifying the whereabouts of these individuals. It is just to let you know that the police is not sitting supinely. We are in conversation with the head of the St. Moses Funeral Home, who is a person of interest to this investigation and not a suspect as is being speculated or circulated on social media. We are also in conversation with 3 of our citizens believed to be survivors of the incident that occurred in Bond Mines. Those persons are giving us their statements, and the police is reviewing statements that we received from them. All we urge the public is to exercise restraint, to exercise calm, and allow the investigation to take its route, to understand what actually went wrong. Besides that, all other insinuations on Facebook or other platforms, we urge our citizens who are in the business of putting up misinformation to the public to desist. If you have any useful information whatsoever that can be useful to set the investigation and investigations, we urge you to work with the Liberia National Police, which will enhance a speedy closure of this investigation. Ladies and gentlemen of the press, I'm also pleased to inform you that one of the local journalists and head of one of the local institutions here in Liberia called T-Max Grate communicated with the Ministry of Justice on some threats to his person and presence in the Republic of Liberia. That communication has been forwarded to the Liberia National Police for investigation. The police investigators have made contact with Mr. Grate at his office on Broad Street. The investigation is continuing in establishing facts surrounding his claim. We urge members of the press, the public, to remain calm as the police continue its investigation. At this juncture, I want to say thanks to all and giving ears to this press briefing. I want to stop here and allow you to take a few questions. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Fukon Fama and I report for Fabric FM and TV. My question is, you said that the 3 individuals drowned. An investigation, according to you, is still ongoing, and you have taken statements of survivors. So how come you jump to the conclusion that they drowned and we haven't found their dead bodies, and such investigation is still ongoing when you say they drowned?
Thank you so much, Fabric FM and TV. When you talk about the term drown, all of you journalists here, I don't have to open a classroom for you. So when you drown, it means that you are in the process, you die. Go and be found drowned. But that's why the police is very careful in addressing it to say alleged drowning. We are very mindful when we speak to the public, because it has to be established whether these people die as a result of drowning or not. The only thing we are asking the public is exercise restraint as the investigation is continuing. Whatever went wrong, the police is there to establish whatever went wrong. That's exactly the point.
Okay, it's 20
My name is James Gude Flomo. I report for Spoon FM TV. Moses, let's talk about the boy who you said he was part of those alleged criminals who were arrested, or who you got in a community. We got information that this boy in question, who according to you he was allegedly flogged by his colleagues, was taken from where they flogged him Nicodemusly to the health center without the consent of the parents, and somebody from the hospital had to inform the parents before they could get away. Can you speak to that, how they got there, whether you were in contact with the family? And again, let's talk about another case that I did not listen to from Bomi County. We are told a 3-year-old child of between 3 to 10 was also murdered, and they found that baby, part of her bodies were not there, the 2 legs and other parts were not found, and we did not get that in the police report. Again, stay with this Simose issue. The public is concerned, and we're going to be asking you. We don't care whether you answer us or not. The public is concerned that Moses, that is Simose, the head of the Simose funeral home, is the public alleged that he's the suspect because he took these people to where they went before the alleged drowning came about. But the police keep telling us that he's cooperating with them. They are calling him for investigation. That is when they need him to come and answer questions. Why there have been no primary suspect in this matter? Looking at where the incident took place, the owner of the boat, the locality where the boat was, why no primary suspect? Or no, even there's no suspect. Let's forget about the primary. Why no suspect up to present?
Thank you for those questions you asked. 3 questions. James, I will start with the latter of the question. The last question. In your question, or maybe perhaps your premise, you said the public alleged that St. Moses is a suspect. In all fairness of all of you journalists in this forum, who determines who is a suspect? Is it the public? Is it the public? I will urge you to allow me to answer that question because I'm asking rhetorically. Is it the public that determines anyone as a suspect or the police on the basis of probable cause? These are investigative matters that must not be addressed with sentiments, but on the basis of facts or investigative procedures. The public does not judge anyone as a suspect. If we continue to set up precedents, what we're having is the public woke up one morning, or a few people woke up one morning and say, James Bude is a suspect. What should we do with James Bude when we find out he's not a suspect, but a person of interest? Should we put James Bude in jail because the public is saying he's a suspect? You know, each of us has our area. Your area may be singing, another person's area may be dancing, another person's area may be journalism. We have trained investigators. They may either be forensic investigators, which investigates death. They might either be investigators that investigate different forms of, crimes, but they are trained to conduct investigations. Our what we do is not guided by public sentiments. Our what we do is guided by facts. Because when we send people to court, we are not sending them to court on the basis of public sentiments. We are sending them to court on the basis of probable cause or they are linked to the commission of a crime. So when you marvel a few seconds of the society will say you just got somebody sent to court, you might be sending somebody to court for the wrong reason. In this case, it's an ongoing investigation. There are claims and counter claims, which the police is trying to investigate to find out what went wrong. One claim, we have people who say they survived from the drowning. 3 persons drowned, 3 persons claim they survived. We were not there. All of you journalists here were not there. It's for us as investigators to find out who's saying the truth. It's for us to find out. It's not for us to sit there and run conclusions on the basis of facts.